The most requested 2023 budget driver to be reviewed on the channel. The only problem is, it's not really budget, is it? What a world we live in when a driver retailing at $399 and $349 is called budget, affordable, reasonable in the game of golf. And that by no means is that a pop at the manufacturer. Fair play to them, good. I like the fact we're getting very good performing drivers from all accounts, not retailing at close to £600. However, I've been doing YouTube for a very long time and it's easy to get the praise for reviewing a driver that's not as expensive as the big boys on top and saying this is just as good. However, I do feel with that rhetoric, we potentially have overhyped the product in general. With all that being said, that did feel and sound absolutely unreal. This whole story reminds me of the Cobra F9 era. Every person reviewed it as the best driver out there because it was £100 cheaper than anything else on the market, providing exactly the same thing. It's easy to get views, it's easy to get likes, and it's easy to get that praise because you're not going, oh, choose the expensive ones. Here's a cheaper, more affordable one that does what it says on the tin. And don't get me wrong, I understand club manufacturers need to make money. They need to make a profit. But when I review the PXG0211 driver, which I would put in the able to get custom fitted, affordable range, good shaft options, £239, and then this driver model at $399 brand new, I mean, it's got to do something pretty special for that average golfer that's looking to upgrade. Oh, horrendous wedge shot. But that's not to say this isn't the best budget driver for 2023. And let me explain. Because yes, $399 for one of these brand new. Get in. Oh, cheeky. Thin to win. This driver's been out for less than half a year. We're already starting to see the price of it drop significantly in the second-hand market. And I think it could be my all-time most affordable best buy of probably 2024. The reason I'm saying that is because this came out 2 years ago. The Wilson D9, 2021 this came out, and again this was acclaimed the best affordable budget driver that you can get fitted for, use, test, and quote unquote does exactly the same as everything else out on the market. But sadly, if you're not in that bracket of Ping, Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, aka the ones that are on tour every week winning tournaments, the second-hand price of those drivers dropped significantly. Mizuno, Srixon, Wilson, Honma, the list goes on and on. Meaning that if you did buy the dynapower driver for $399 a couple of months ago, you're getting about £240 back from it. I mean, for a £100 driver, can't really ask much more, to be honest. And I can see why I was asked to review this driver so much. It's cheaper than everything else out on the market. But when I'm looking at value, I'm looking at how many shots or how much better will it make you as a golfer versus the pound cost. And one of the big bonuses of getting a brand new driver is you can get club fitted for it. No, it's the right shaft, no, it's the right loft, right head type, you name it. But again, so does the 0211 driver at $239. And the ball speeds of both of these faces are going to be exactly the same. Not to mention, you can have exactly the same shafts in both of them. Yes, this has got carbon everywhere, but will a mile an hour tops extra club head speed really drop 5 shots off your handicap? Points I will say about the dynapower is that it doesn't look like your typical Wilson driver. This thing looks premium, it looks expensive. I love the matte finish on the top of the driver compared to the older models where you've got that sleek carbon crown. And again, I feel this is going to be a massive contender for me going forward as something that I'm highly going to recommend to anyone that has £150 in their budget. Another reason why I do find the budget driver, the affordable driver, somewhat interesting is that I know the typical person that wants it. They've played the game for a year, 2 years, they love it, they know they're playing, they want to invest a bit of money, but they don't want to go top whack, so they go somewhere in the middle. However, for that player that plays off 18, 25, 30, let's be honest, they're going to need 10.5 degrees loft. They're going to need a forgiving head, and they're going to need either regular flex or maybe stiff flex if they swing it at 100 mile an hour plus. I guess the point I'm trying to make is, how much will a club fit make a difference? It make a huge difference from their old 20-year-old driver that hand me down, or a package set driver that they might have in the bag. But I can guarantee any driver that's come out in the last 6 to 7 years, 10.5 degrees loft, good shaft in it, is going to go 250 plus down the middle if your technique's all right. And again, I go back to the F9 era, 5 years ago. Loads of reviews, cheaper than everything else. The hype was real, everyone bought it. Maybe not to the same extent as the Wilson, but after a lot of people buy it and they realise, hang on a minute, this is potentially causing the same problems my old driver did, or potentially isn't giving me that 5-shot advantage I was expecting, then a lot of them are going to start hitting the second-hand market, aren't they? And the price reflects it, and the quantity that I see on eBay at the moment, 240, 250, which, to be perfectly honest, for a driver that's come out this year, that's an absolute bargain. This driver is as good as the rest. To be perfectly honest, I take my hat off to Wilson for creating a driver which I can only presume hasn't got the R&D budget of TaylorMade, Callaway, Ping. And if you so happen to have bought this driver brand new for $399, fair play. I don't think it's a bad purchase. My only reservation is that Wilson hasn't got the same fanatics, fan loyal base as your TaylorMade, your Callaway, your Ping, your Titleist. Meaning that if that club fitter was wrong, or maybe you had a lesson and that 9 degree stiff flex isn't what you actually need, the driver value is not there. There's a lot of supply of this driver already, potentially of the overhypeness of every review saying this is the next best thing, whereas in reality, it's just as good as every other driver, just from a different brand, and well, 25% cheaper than the rest. If, however, you are looking for a budget 2023 driver for this season for around £100, the D9 is the choice. Give it a year and a half, and I think I'll be saying the same thing about the dynapower. Guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below, and if you like this video, you might like this one up here on the right hand side. Catch you guys later.